Thanks, Mark. Building better neighborhoods, that's what we are doing here at News Channel 5. We are doing our first street cleanup today on East 116th and Ashbury Avenue in Cleveland, and that is where troubleshooter Joe Pakanakis is live. Joe, how many volunteers are out there?
We've got about 100 volunteers out here right now on East 116th Street. You can see that they're working on all sorts of different things here, taking down high weeds, old landscaping. We're doing some painting. The cool thing about all these 100 volunteers is that we're really working on about 24 homes simultaneously right here in this neighborhood. It really is a small army that has converged here in this community to make a big, big difference. It all got started at 8 this morning. Volunteers from Famico's Foundation, Rebuilding Together, and WEWS line up and get signed in for this day-long cleanup. It's going to be going until 7 o'clock tonight. T-shirts were passed out and final instructions were given to volunteers before we started handing out the heavy equipment to get some major work done. Then shortly after 9:30, the work began. The Building Better Neighborhoods team took action. They were trimming landscaping, taking down the old and preparing for the new. Volunteers are working on porches, painting fences. They're renovating and taking care of all the debris and weeds. Pastor Andrew Clark with Trinity Outreach Ministries, that's the church in this neighborhood, says this effort gets people out into the community.
But people need to get out and reclaim their neighborhood. Get out and visit their neighbors. Get out and walk to the corner stores. Get out and walk to the park and realign, reassociate themselves with this rich, rich community that we're living in.
And I'm joined by Leon Bibb, the team leader of today's Building Better Neighborhoods event. And Leon, great day. It rained a little bit this morning, but the sky opened and the sunshine is here.
Well, we appreciate the good weather because we've got a lot to do. We've got our brooms and we've got our rakes and we've got our shovels. We've got all the things we need to do to help bring back this community, make this community what the people on this community want it to be.
Why do you think that this is an important effort for everybody watching throughout Northeast Ohio?
Well, you know, Joe, what it does is it inspires everybody. I think it inspires people to realize what we can do with our own hands, what we can do with what we already have. And if one street does something, then it kind of spreads on down the block. Next thing you know, it's down the block, then over to the next street, then over to the next neighborhood. Next thing you know, you've got a whole community which is pulling together, and that's what we're trying to do.
Building Better Neighborhoods team leader Leon Bibb. He'll be back at 12:30 to interview some of the critical people that made this all happen. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks so much, Joe, and we will be right back.